Mic check. Cool. So now we're in my favorite part of the trading, the sales trading. Because like I said, the distinction when I think about the three personality types, three minds of the people you're going to come in contact with, and you got to know this stuff, right? Because as salespeople, as real estate investors, real estate entrepreneurs, my real estate people, it's kind of the thrill of the hunt. So it's kind of like the Wild Wild West / jungle, right? Because you don't know who out there is another predator. So you got sellers who are calling you, they're trying to figure you out. You got buyers who are calling you trying to figure you out. You got agents if you're an investor trying to figure you out. You're an investor trying to figure out some mortgage person. You're an investor trying to figure out. Everybody's trying to smell each other out. Smelling butts and kissing hands and who's this guy? What is that? And then everyone's charging the same shit. So when a seller calls me, I'm listening. And I want to share this with you. And I want you to picture this. Someone calls you. There's about 3 different things going on. There's 3 personality types. And I want you to repeat them. Cool? So there's the reptile. Right? So we'll do teeth. Like an animal, reptile, right? Like a crocodile. That's that one. There's the mammal. Right? They're kind of like the sheeps. And then we have, get it? So we got a mammal, the mammal people, sheeps, reptiles, reptile brains, crocodile peoples, right? And then we have our thinkers. They're like formula algebraic people. That's actually, I don't know what the fuck that is. I fucked that up. But anyways, you got 3 types of people. You have mammal brain people, thinker brain people, reptile brain people, and or crocs, right? So if you read any book, like the other day I was reading like Pitch Anything, he was talking about that. So when I think about the brain, I want you to think about the way people process information. That's how they live their life like that. First thing I want you to understand, most people's lives are based in fear. Because everybody's mind, mine's included, yours included, is driven by fear and survival. So when you understand that most of the people that you come in contact with, no matter what the fuck's going on, they're going to react the way that they react in a fight situation, they're going to be super aggressive, or in a fear situation where they're running away. And they're going to be super timid, but they're still like aggressively moving away from people because the whole world is fucking dated, waiting to get taken advantage of by some slick dude. That ain't us. You get it? So we're looking to sell something. We're looking to buy a property, sell a property, whatever it is we're looking to do, because we have a business. We're business people. We're entrepreneurs. We're salespeople. Got it, right? But here's the thing. The mindset of the person calling, there's 3 personality traits. If you, and I want you to understand this thing. So 80% of the population are mammal brain people. They think like that. And 15% of the population are thinker brain people. And reptile brains or crocodiles, crocs, it almost looked like cocks or whatever, but it's not. So when you understand, and we'll start off with reptile brain people. You notice I'm a reptile brain person. Salespeople are mostly like me, high pace, talk a lot, fast. Well, yo, what's up? Oh, so in your face. We don't need a lot of information. Matter of fact, if you give me too much shit, I'm going to be like, dude, man, that's too much. As fast as I talk. If someone else is coming and they're trying to overload me with a ton of information, I just want to know what the fuck they want so I can get on with my life. Man, just tell me so I can make a decision. Because we're quick. We make decisions very quickly. We don't need a lot of information. We just want to take action. We just want to know what we're going to do. We'll climb the hill. We'll get it all done. You give us a ton of shit to do. We'll blaze through that stuff. That's a reptile brain. That's a 5% of the population of the world are reptile brain people, right? Can you see? Reptiles. Yeah, like even me trying to figure shit out. So when you understand that 5% of the world are going to call you and they're going to be like, hey, what you got? I saw your stuff. Hey, I got your letter in the mail. Hey, I saw your stuff. Hey, I want to list my house and I kind of want to figure out how this works. Could you give me 5 minutes and let me know what that sounds like? You know who you're listening to, right? You don't drag shit out with those people. They want to make a decision. They don't need a lot of stuff. They just want to know whether they're going to make a decision. They want you to be on the same page. So when you hear that, you got to match that. So it's called matching and mirroring and a bunch of different stuff. I'm not an NLP guy. I don't like that shit. I think it's sleazy. But what I'm trying to say is you have to understand the personalities of the people you deal with. So you can chameleon your way into moving forward. Because if you can't get past them, like what do we say? We call it know, like, trust. If people don't like, know, and trust you, I'll fix that. If people don't know, like, and trust you, they ain't gonna do business with you. But I like doing business with reptile brain people. Man, you don't have to sell me nothing. I already know if I'm gonna buy it or not. I just want to know what you got to say so I can make a decision and move on my life. Like, that's why I'm here. So that's one personality trait. Next, we're moving our way up. So that was your thinker. Boom. That's us, right? Next person. Now, you may be any one of these things. None of these things are wrong. It's just how people are. Now, the thinker brain is 15%. That's the people who are analytic. They like to get a lot of information. They want to process stuff. You got to talk a little slower because they're thinking while they're talking. They're putting shit down. That's the person that goes, hey, I got a house and it's like X amount of square foot. I paid $100 a square foot for this, and you know, I bought this roof thing and it goes here and it's kind of this. And you know, I looked at the market and they said like 15% of blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden you're like, oh shit. That person doesn't want you all over them, right? 15% of the population, they're the academics, they're the guys who, you know, like they want to crunch the numbers. They ain't gonna make a decision quickly. So when you hear that, you can't be all over them. Like if you're like me, a reptile, like those people drive me fucking nuts. They really do. I'm like, dude, just fucking get on with it. Oh my God, like just make a decision. But you can't push them into that. You have to kind of approach dealing with them as it relates to the stuff that I'm going to teach you guys, like the alpha conversation. You got to approach the negotiation and the sales conversation very differently. You want to slow down, make them feel like, yeah, you know what, I wouldn't make a decision like that either. I would hold off. I would really want to kind of get an understanding of what I'm doing, do a little research. So yeah, you know, let's talk that through and let's figure this out and let's meet back in the middle today and kind of make a decision. Or I'm like you, man, I wouldn't make a decision on that right away, right? Make them feel like they're smart. Make them feel like they're moving forward. But continue to guide that conversation. But know that a thinker brain is a thinker person. While you're talking to him, he's thinking. So last but not least is your mammal. That's 80% of the population. That's the majority of people who they'll just do whatever the fuck everybody else does. What? Everyone else is doing it, we'll go too. Picture this. They're in the jungle. Like I said, let's picture reptiles, right? If they go to a watering hole, you got a bunch of mammals at the watering hole drinking. They see the alligator. They see the crocs. They're just, one person sees it, the other person sees it, the other person sees it, bam, and all of a sudden the alligator grabs one of them, and then everybody runs away. But it isn't before that, right? It isn't because they're stupid. It's they wait, they do what everybody else do, their safety in the herd. So when you recognize that you have somebody who's like that, a mammal brain person, a thinker, a person that does what everybody else does, the conversation to get them to take action and to buy what you're selling, or to sell you their property, or to list with you, or to do your stuff, or to sign your documents, you have to kind of deal with them in a sense whereas they understand that their safety in numbers and the way that they're doing it is what their herd did it. The rest of the sheep around them did the same thing, and they're moving forward with you without you feeling like you're pushing them into this thing. There's a psychology behind dealing with these three personality types. Are there more? Hell yeah. You're fucking like probably hundreds of them. But drop my nifty greeny weenie. But when I think about that, there's so many personality types. I don't want to kind of I'm a reptile brain. I don't want to think that deep. I was like, shit. What are the main three people I'm probably going to deal with? They're probably going to be followers. They're probably going to go along to get along. If everybody else is doing it, fuck it, I'll do it too. Second, the thinker brains. I got to explain to them what the percentages are. What was this? And there's a decimal in the wrong place. How do I do this? And let me kind of run some charts. Let me see what the market's going to do. Let me kind of take a look at some forecasts and shit like that. Those people. And then there's guys like us. Salespeople. There's the people who move fast, they think fast, they walk fast, they talk fast. It drives me absolutely fucking nuts to watch people walk slow across the crosswalk like that. Walking in those white lines are like somehow some like radioactive bars that stops me from mowing them over because they're playing on their phone and they're walking fucking slow. Why? Because I'm a reptile brain person and I can't fathom dealing with people who are like that. So that said, if someone calls you, you need to be listening for that. There's things that they say. Like if they go, hey, you know what? I'm just calling to figure this stuff out. I just need a little bit of information. Let me know so that way I can kind of see how I can do it. That's a reptile. That's a guy like that, right? That's the 5% of the world. And that's the people that are either going to decide to work with you or not. You don't even got to push them. You ain't going to push a reptile into doing some shit it doesn't want to do. Second, the thinkers. You got to slow down. Like, hey, you know, consider this though. Maybe it's not something I want to do because I got to think about it. You know, but let me see what you have and let me give you a little bit of information. I can better understand. See if it's something I really want to do. You know, I want what you want. They're like, yeah. They like that guy. I like that guy. He's, you know, he's smart. Like whatever the fuck you got to say. Got it. That's the way they think. So you got to, you know, get to the position where they know, like, trust you because what? You think like them. You like them. You're like them, and you trust them too, right? In that position. Last, mammals. Hey, everybody else is doing it. You're doing it. Look, typically this is how we get this done. People in your situation. I've helped people like that. If you've helped people in the past. If you bought a property from someone like that, and if you've seen other people that's done it, you can say, hey, you know, in a situation like yours, man, this is what happens. You know, I've seen this a lot. A lot of people solve their situation like this. People that I've helped do this. People I've sold properties to, this is the way we handle that, and they've been satisfied. Man, I understand where you're at. This is what I would do if I was in your situation because everybody else did it that way. When you get that, everybody you deal with, 80% of the population, mammal brain people, they follow the herd. They're just going to go along to get along. Not a bad thing. You just know who you're talking to. Next, 15%. That's the thinkers. They're analytical. They just want to know fucking everything. How do I do this? How do I do that? We need analytics. We got to go blah, blah, blah. They ain't going to buy shit right away. They're going to think. You need to allow them opportunity to process and look at pie charts and graphs and a bunch of stupid shit that we don't give a fuck about. And your reptile brain people. Let me know what I got to do so I can go do it. Like what documents you need by 5 o'clock, it'll be there, no problem. Let me know what else you need next. How can I help out? How can I move this process along? I'll be there by 5. That's the guys that's the 5%. Now, I want to say this. Reptile brains control actually 80% of the world's wealth. So, you're in the right fucking field. You ain't in this business for no reason, like I said. And when you understand the psychology of the mindset of the people that you deal with, you know where you are. Now, these people don't know they're this. They're just moving along through life. But we need to know that. They ain't studying what we study. They ain't salespeople. And if they are, they ain't thinking this deep. We need to. Because if you're going to be successful and you're going to close your sales, when people come to you as a real estate investor, a real estate entrepreneur, somebody who's a player in this business, where you're a wholesale, retailer, a flipper, an agent, whatever you do, the goal here is to buy and sell real estate, to buy and sell properties. You got to know who you're buying from, or you got to know who you're selling to, as it relates to getting them to make a decision, yes or no, with you. And sometimes you can't be the reptile brain chasing mammals, because if you grab one of them and the other one runs off, they're all scared now, right? They're timid. You can't be a reptile trying to like drive forward all hardcore with a thinker, because they're going to be like, well, no, let me think about it. And then it's going to be like, fuck, man. They're going to get on your nerves, and you're going to be aggravated with them. And they're not going to be aggravated. They're just going to be like, shit, I feel good. I feel smart. Make them feel smart for being thinkers. It's okay. Because what I said earlier, I'm morally obligated to do what's required as long as it's legal, moral, and ethical, right? To make sure that if you call me, or if I'm calling you because you want something from me that I have, or you want me to buy what you have, it is my responsibility to make sure that that shit happens, right? Because what did I say is the alternative? You lose your shit because I didn't do what I needed to do morally, legally, and ethically, and I got to know who I'm talking to get that done. This is the game, psycho salespeople. Like I'm telling you what's up. So if you're going to close more stuff, close more deals, and get more shit done, you got to know who you're talking to. So, super important for this stuff. And the next thing that we're going to go into is how you actually apply this into what I call the alpha closing, or the alpha sales conversation, where we walk people down the path. A communication strategy that allows them to make a decision to move forward with us or to not move forward with us. But it's a system that allows us, like I said, I train my other people on this, towards we know exactly where we are, so we don't get lost in the sauce, because it does need to be conversational. We're not screwing people over, we're actually helping them. And you can't do that if you don't talk to people and solve their problems doing it. And this is how I get this thing done.